And with me, I've got the Chief Minister who wants to talk about the forging of future links with Scotland particularly. You've had a very successful week from all accounts.
Yes, the visit has gone much better than we could have hoped, I think. It's been very, very successful. It's the first time Mr. Salmond's been to the Isle of Man. He's obviously very much in the spotlight in UK politics at the moment. So it was a good opportunity to talk to him to see how he sees the future, how future links between Scotland and the Isle of Man may develop. And as it's the first visit to the island, it's a chance for him to actually see the island firsthand, talk to people here and get a better feel for what the Isle of Man is all about.
And did you give away all our secrets?
Well, he's got a much better understanding now, not just from an economic point of view, but constitutionally, culturally, just physically what the Isle of Man has to offer. And I think it's fair to say he was very, very impressed, and in fact has quoted the Isle of Man model, the constitutional model, in the Scottish media since he's come back. And the Isle of Man has had a lot of quite extensive coverage in the Scottish media because of the visit.
And here, one thing that was obviously important was in air links between here and Scotland. But how can a government get involved? I thought you got open skies. You should be leaving it just to the markets on this.
Well, I think we both agreed if links with Scotland, that is business, cultural, social links, are to develop in the future, we've got to improve the air links, and of course we're losing them all at the end of this month, which is a big blow. But Alex has agreed to use his influence on the various carriers to look again at the Isle of Man, and we, through our officers here, will be working with him to encourage the private sector to get back engaged again. But you're absolutely right. I mean, governments, neither Scotland nor the Isle of Man, will be putting financial support to pay for an airline to come over here, but we'll be using whatever political influence we have to encourage people to do just what we want.
But it's supply and demand, isn't it? I mean,
yes.
You want more people to use the routes.
Yes, and the main reason I have to say that the Isle of Man links have been broken with Scotland is that the poor level and falling level, in fact, of usage of the routes that we have had in the past. I hope the fact now that we have, or will temporarily, I hope, lose these links, will be a wake-up call for the people here to make better use of these links. And not just with Scotland, of course, but we have the same problem with London and various other places. It is very basically use it or lose it.
And two things there. I mean, first of all, let's talk about Jersey. BA is reinstating one of their flights, so they're going up again. And you've got Guernsey, who owns an airline and are looking to take up more of the slack when Flybe disappear. Two things there, but no interest in what's going on there?
Yeah, but they have problems down there too. Flybe are pulling out of Jersey in the same way as they're pulling out of the Isle of Man to Gatwick. So they will be suffering the same difficulties and will need to find a replacement.
Yeah, BA is going in to put on extra.
BA is stepping up, and we are obviously talking to BA to see if we can get them to improve their London City links to the island. We are also talking to EasyJet and quite fruitfully at the moment, to get them to increase their flights to Gatwick. So I think there is a period of uncertainty, but given a fair wind, I think the talks which are going on at the moment will ultimately, within 12 months, stabilise the whole system again.
And you don't like the Guernsey model, owning an airline?
Well, it's costing them many millions a year to own and run this airline. Governments cannot buy landing slots in any airport. They can only be bought through the commercial airline which actually operates those slots. That's why the Guernsey government bought Aurigny in the first place. It wasn't necessary to run an airline, it was to secure those slots in Gatwick. Now, the cost of those slots will increase for Aurigny in the same way that it's increased for the other carriers. And it's quite clear that the strategy of Gatwick Airport is to remove the regional airlines from Gatwick to go for the higher paying long distance travel. So Aurigny will be under pressure as well because of that.
Finally then, I mean, on the subject which we've got onto somehow on airlines, how do you feel the future is? Because it's so important, isn't it, when people want to move to the Isle of Man, yes, to have those links?
The air links to Isle of Man are more important now than they've ever been. If we are going to genuinely become an international business centre, which clearly we are, and that's the direction we've been heading in for some time, good communications at that level are absolutely vital if people are going to take us seriously. We are going through a period of change. The situation with small jurisdictions like the Isle of Man, though, will always be under pressure because we just haven't got the volume and can never generate the volume that some of the large carriers want us to consider. But I'm confident that the way we're going is the right one. We are talking to a range of operators now, and I think by next year we will see the situation stabilised again, and we will be getting the level of support that we need.
And as you said on this interview, you've been talking to BA and EasyJet. So that's something. I mean, this is government level, is it, talking to them?
Yes, the airport authorities have had extensive talks with both BA and with EasyJet. I've met the BA rep who came to the island. I've met the chief executive of City Airport as well on a number of occasions now. They are actually quite committed to the island. They just have to find a model that works.